hit pause. It's time for the video game podcast where the Konami code is alive and well. The console wars don't exist. Rings are just as valuable as coins. Pots are not safe from swords. Giant robots kick ass. And fireballs are a perfectly acceptable weapon in a fist fight. That's right, it's time for the Super Gamer Bros Podcast Ultra Hyper Alpha Super EX Double Impact Plus A Live. Settle in and let's get to gaming.
Hey everyone, welcome back to a new week of Super Gamer Bros Live with your fun favorite gamers over here on Kaiju Labs Media Studios. I'm one of your great hosts, Slayton, joined by my always fun, always adventurous, always smart-assed co-host. I've got Cynic with me today.
Hello, hello. Thank you for that wonderful introduction. And
we have Cassandra.
I was actually wondering which one of us you were talking about at first.
It's all of us, y'all.
Okay, that's fine.
Y'all have had a few weeks of freedom and fun because I've just kind of been out of it, but now they're getting back into it, bitches. Y'all just, you want to keep throwing some shade, I'll be throwing it right back.
Beautiful.
I don't think that's ever stopped us, either all three of us or
yeah,
four
I
of us.
know. But I've been really muted the past few weeks where you guys are just running rampant. You've been thinking, oh, yeah, we got it down. The king is coming back, bitches. Be prepared.
Thanks for giving me more targets. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks.
So we did best week, all of our favorites last time. And this week we're going to do all the things we really don't like. And what better way than to kick it off with the characters we just hate. And I'm going to start with this one that I despise because fuck it, I'm going to say it. Raiden in Metal Gear Solid is the worst thing to ever happen to that game.
Oh.
Now, it may be because I have a little bit of a grudge and a bias against it because of my bad experience, but I am sorry. You do not start Metal Gear Solid 2 with badass motherfucking Solid Snake, go through 30 minutes a game to throw you into Raiden's position and make you do a goddamn tutorial level. I've already been playing the game for 30 fucking minutes. I know how to play.
Yeah.
Oh no, let's play with baby Raiden having to go hide behind a box as a tutorial. Duck behind a box as a tutorial.
I'll give that to you. I know Hideo Kojima was doing that for his own artistic purposes, and also he's a troll. Like, he likes to mess with people. And but I'm one of the few people I think who liked Raiden at the time, or at least I wouldn't say I liked him more than Snake at all. I can't say that, but I will say I didn't hate him as much, and I could see what Hideo was trying to do with it. But I do get the hate. Like, it's a Metal Gear Solid game, and it's not Snake. So
I literally turned it off and resold it. I never finished the game.
Oh, well, no wonder you hate him. Like, that's a solid game.
I can't go back. You don't fucking treat me like an idiot in a game and make me play somebody stupid.
And yet, actually,
Final Five is still your favorite game.
And I've got to point out, then you missed the big reveal and why all that would have made sense.
Yeah, I didn't bother.
Okay, yeah, because there's a point where the game tells you the reason it's made you to go all through this is for
I know. I know all the past things.
So yeah,
but to experience it is a whole different thing. But I do get that, like, a lot of people just walked out of the theater on that one, right away before it could get started too much. Yeah. I get it.
So yeah, that's one of my most hated characters, and I just stopped playing Metal Gear after 1 because of that. Yeah. Like, I keep thinking I want to go back, and Old Man Snake I don't have an interest in playing. I'm so far behind on what the hell's going on in the story. I don't even know what's going on anymore.
It's worth your time. There's a reason that I still finished that game, then still played Metal Gear Solid 3, and then still bought a PS4 or PS3 for Metal Gear Solid 4.
There are times where I think I'm going to go back and do it at some point in time. It's just not high on my list anymore.
It's all free. Go get it. Yeah, it's all free on the Series X. Just do it.
I can see all of that stuff online, know what happened, and I'm okay. You know, it's one of those. It's just past my time, I guess. But Fuck you, Raiden, for ruining that game for me.
It's Raiden, by the way.
Raiden, I don't give a
Raiden.
fuck. Okay,
If you're
fuck
gonna
you, Raiden,
if you're gonna
for
hate
ruining
on
that game.
hate on somebody, you got to pronounce their name correctly. Damn it! We don't need anybody to be misidentified here.
Yeah. Also, if it just makes it sound better if we're calling out the right assholes in this case.
And also, then, can we all just agree on the gaming universe's most notorious asshole, Tom Nook?
Why now I know a little bit about it, but you're gonna have to explain to me.
Tom Nook is
and anybody else.
Tom Nook is your money gangster overlord of everything in Animal Crossing. He's the one you pay all the money to. He's the one who owns everything. He's the one that gives you nothing for free that's even remotely worthwhile. You're indebted to him all the time until you finally can pay off everything. And then he's like, well, there's nothing else I can do for you. He goes, you're not indebted to me anymore.
You mean he's a Yakuza boss?
Yeah, he is a very much big Yakuza boss. Very much big!
Does he come after you for anything?
Nope.
Does he come to break your legs,
He does in the middle of the night. That's when you sleep and then you wake up and you're kind of like, you're walking a little funny because he came and, hit you in the kneecaps and made you sleep with Maribel's head.
I feel like
whatever a horse character is.
I feel like this is a lie. I feel like you're playing a much better game than Animal Crossing.
Yeah, I feel like you're playing like a ROM hacked fan-made version of Animal Crossing where it's like been mixed with Yakuza and like it's just better sounding.
Yeah, and then the last of my hated characters, just because I'm bitter, very bitter. Screw you, Vampire Sword from Boyfriend Dungeon, for dumping me at the end of the game. Screw you, screw you up the everything.
That sounds like a you problem.
That is a very much me problem.
That sounds very, very specific.
It was a very bitter thing of me, but fuck you. I don't even want to remember your name. Fuck you. Okay. Let's talk about some other characters you guys may want to talk about that are just bad. Let's go to Cynic.
Oi. Least favorite characters here. That's a tough one. There are, because play a lot of fighting games, and so I want to lean towards like just busted characters. But I feel like I'm able to overcome a lot of them. So I tell you what, I will say in my most recent memory, and I hate to retread the Metal Gear series, but there was never a more difficult spike than Metal Gear Solid Rising: Revengeance, featuring your favorite character Raiden, but this time as a awesome, cyberized ninja. Most of the game was pretty much a breeze, like run right through it, no problem. I had no problems whatsoever, honestly. Then I get to the final boss where you have to fight the jacked senator, and I wasn't even playing on like the hardest difficulty. Sometimes I do that just for the novelty, but this time I was. Sometimes you just want to play through it and be like, hey, I experienced that. All right, moving on. So you get to the senator, and all of a sudden the difficulty level goes sky high, and then the button prompts, your quick time events and that sort of thing. I have a particularly hard time with quick time events that involve your joystick. So
those are horrible.
Those are awful. So there was one particular quick time event where I had to, I think it was slash up, slash right, and then slash this way or something. And whenever I was slashing diagonal, I guess it kept reading it wrong, and it would kill me every single time. And so the boss was actually hard enough as it is to learn and to try to beat it, and then to try and get past this impossible quick time event. It was by pure luck that I finally managed to get past that quick time event and managed to beat the boss, because it was impossible otherwise. So I'd say most hated character is probably that senator, for just being like a lame generic senator kind of character. And then to have that quick time event in there, like, yeah, to hell with the final boss of Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. I'll try. my very best to think of something not Metal Gear related after Pocky's done.
All right, Pocky, let's hear what you got.
So my first one is Octos, Final Fantasy VI, because he just keeps showing up, and at a point you literally just start beating him for no good reason. I know there's a point in the game where you do fight him as an optional boss where he's like really, really stupidly hard, but Octos, man, you get tired of him after a while. It's like, stop showing up. You were good once. Thanks for asking.
Hey, I'm back.
He was like your rival that just kept like popping up, and
he wasn't even your rival.
Wasn't really a threat at all ever.
It's like Gary.
It was like a speed bump. Like he didn't I would say Gary kind of qualifies as a decent rival because he rises in difficulty every so often, but Octos just like appears and he's like, "Wah ha ha ha! Let me annoy you for a second." And you're like, "Can I please just play this fun game?"
Can I at least fight Kefka? I mean, is there anyone else I can fight, please?
He's like, "No, this is a waterfall. You have to fight me here now. No ghost trains for you. No, you have to fight the octopus, and I have to annoy you." It's literally a speed bump. Like every time you hit him, you're like, "Oh, the fun just slowed down for a second."
Yeah, and then my other one is Edge Maverick. That is literally this guy's name. He is from Star Ocean: The Last Hope. His character I hated so much, and this game I hated so much too. I gave up JRPGs for like 3 years.
Wait.
Good Lord, that must have been a bad experience.
It was, because at one point in the game, you end up accidentally traveling back in time and blowing up the Earth.
Sounds about right.
And it's like all of humanity died in the 1950s. And so how they get around it is you caused a bridge timeline. But you're back in your timeline, so nothing's wrong, and you didn't accidentally murder your entire species. And he becomes this entire emo bitch for so long that at one point I'm just like, I can't.
We call that he pulled a Shinji.
No. Shinji was horrible and depressed. This character was so stereotypical shonen, it wasn't even funny up until that moment. And then he becomes a whiny emo bitch, and then they have apparently 2 planets later, he gets over it for the dumbest reasons. I'm like, Star Ocean, you had 2 good games. Stop making more. Please, just stop. You've ruined the JRPG genre for me. And it took literally Persona, no, it wasn't Persona. Yeah, it took Persona 4 Golden for me to come back. So that shows you how much, and a couple other things. And then my next one is Lightning from Final Fantasy 13. No character deserves that many sequels being that big of a bitch. I fucking hate her. She doesn't deserve that much love. She was a bitch. She was a bitch from the beginning. She's a bitch from the end, and you made her a god. Thank you.
I need some specifics here because I kind of the Final Fantasy 13 phase kind of went over my head. Why was Lightning so bad? Because she got what, a couple of sequels? Was it how many? 2? Wow.
She got technically okay. So it's like 13, Lightning's Return, and then she's sort of in this third game. Sort of. She's kind of she's in it, but she's not it's about her sister. Okay. All of it boils down to is Lightning caused a lot of trouble. She takes no responsibility for any of her actions. I'm not the stereotypical, you'll have to see that I'm right. No, she's wrong most of the time. And at the very last minute, because of really crappy writing, it's proven that she was right. But not because of a good reason, but because somehow she knew something that no one else would have ever known. And the whole point of Lightning's Return, or the third game, was supposed to explain how she knew. Also, 13 as a whole is just an absolute garbage of a game.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I thought of someone while you're talking about that. I'm just going to say right now, fuck you, Diddy Kong.
Why? What's wrong with Diddy Kong?
Donkey Kong does not need no motherfucking sidekick like you. You can go crawl right back up whatever orangutan vag you crawled out of because no one likes you. You're the equivalent of Scrappy Doo in the Donkey Kong universe.
I disagree.
Nope. I love Donkey Kong.
Donkey
I
Kong
love the
Country
character of
2.
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong Country 2 did
You could have
just
made
fine without
those
Donkey.
games without that little bastard.
And they wouldn't be as good.
Yes, they would have. I hate when they feel the need to add that younger sidekick for the younger crowd, which is exactly why Scrappy Doo happened, which is exactly why, a lot of the Kid Smurfs happened. Like, I get real bitter when I go back in time and think about it because they always add those in to try to cutify it and get new people to come in. Donkey Kong could have had that game on lockdown just fine. Maybe had a character like Banjo-Kazooie, like somebody else, anybody else except a stupid retarded kid monkey.
Now I disagree completely. It was one agile versus, the agile character versus the slower character. That's fine. No,
Then
if
do
you
it
wanna
like
talk about-
Banjo and Kazooie does in a proper way. Don't stupefy it with baby Donkey Kong.
How did they stupefy it?
They
made one of the best
did a good
platforming games
job
on the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, 2 is still my favorite.
I get that.
over original Donkey Kong Country.
But you could have
bar
done
none.
it with better characters than Diddy Kong.
But they didn't, and somehow it's a better game.
That's what I said. No one's going to agree with me on this one. I fucking hate Diddy Kong. I will not play him on anything I have.
You're certainly allowed to hate. Now, would I have rather included Donkey Kong and Donkey Kong Country 2, maybe as an unlockable especially? Definitely. Absolutely. Do I think that, did I hate Diddy for being in the game? No. Diddy's awesome.
What was the monkey in the third game? Because each time they got rid of, like, it was Donkey Kong, Diddy Kong, and then Diddy, and who was the third one? The baby.
You're right. They got rid of the main character of each game. So they got rid of Donkey for the sequel, and they got rid of Diddy for the threequel. And it wasn't Chunky. It was Kitty Kong.
Kitty Kong.
Kitty Kong
could have gone out.
Kitty Kong was bad. All right. I won't. I think the third game was kind of trying to add Donkey Kong back in it or his mechanics back in it by adding a heavy character. And so, like, the people who wanted Donkey in part 2, but have Dixie's flying abilities and stuff, gliding abilities, I think that was kind of for them. And I think it kind of failed. Not failed, but when you see how the critical reception for both critics and fans just kind of dropped for 3, I think that's a big reason why. 3 is a great game, but man, that character does not hold up.
Well, we are almost out of time. Is there any other characters we want to add into this before we move on to tomorrow's show?
I have one.
Uh-oh.
And it's I don't know if any of you guys played this point and click game on the PlayStation 1. I think it may have been on the PC. But it's called D. Just called D. That's all it was.
Yes.
Your father can go to hell. Laura.
I have memories.
Don't come in, Laura.
I have memories of that game.
Yes.
I don't think I finished it because I hated it.
No one. I had to go find a YouTube playlist of the cinemas to watch. The ending is garbage, and they made a sequel, and it was supposedly better. It was a more traditional survival horror game, but yeah.
Was it called E?
No, just D2.
It was D the second.
It was double D. All right.
Yeah, it was double D. They should have just called it E. Like, that would have been hilarious. So yeah, that's been us talking about characters we don't really like today. Tomorrow we're going to talk about the villains and things that we don't like about the bad guys, which should be a lot of fun because, Cynic already spoiled one of his, and so that was his bad character of the show. Thank you guys for watching, and don't forget, we'll be on all week at 5 o'clock. You can catch us all week talking about our worst things. We have Brad's Red Web at 3 o'clock. We've got fan service and some other shows live in the evenings. And I think Pocky has a special show coming out this week because he did an interview with somebody. So,
yeah, I found an indie game developer who's making a very interesting game. You guys will be able to listen to her and I talk.
Yeah, so you'll be able to listen to Pocky's discussion and just catch up on how she interviewed this guest, because I caught a very small segment of it last night when I was getting ready for fan service. So good job. Goodness, we're all here, minus Shiley, who's having a wedding week.
What is that god-awful noise you're making?
I don't know. I'm talking with a lisp today.
All right, I'm the one with a Ricola in the side of his mouth. I should be having the impediment.
What's a Ricola?
Ricola.
So, okay, when you have one of those, you were legally obliged to say it that way. It's not a Ricola, it's a Ricola. There's
No.
only one way to say that,
No.
and that's the way to say it.
I will do it when I decide to have fun and do it, not when someone says I have to.
It's so
No.
uncommon.
No, thank you.
Everybody knows. It's common knowledge, yo.
Yeah, despite those commercials having not run for like many years,
Everyone still fucking
Every-
knows what it is.
everyone still knows.